Hey, how's it going, everyone? What is up? Welcome back to the Kombat Kids podcast. Today, I have a special guest, and that's why the audio might be a little bit weird, because I'm not a fancy person. I don't have a 2 mic setup, and I don't know how to do the audio the best in the world. But today, my guest is my fiance, M. We've thought about doing this podcast for a while. It was actually her idea. She wanted to do something with it. I wanted her to do something with it, and we're finally just sitting down to do it. I swear to God, the next podcast won't take a month and a half to get out. I have some other guests lined up. And of course, you know, even though one of my Patreon supporters, who's supposed to be able to do a podcast with me, is just so busy he hasn't been able to, Patreon supporters do get to do podcasts with me whenever, you know, we have free time to do so. But I'm going to go ahead and let my guest introduce themselves. Who are you?
I'm Mama Toot.
Alright. So we wanted to do this podcast just to, like, kind of talk and chill, because I think it's cool, like, to have, like, most people, I feel like, in the community of gaming, like, their significant other, except, like, in rare cases, like, people I can think of are, like, Maximilian Dude, and, like, even the YouTube channel Dead Meat, like, their significant others play a big part in their channels and shit, but I feel like not a lot of channels have that dynamic, not a lot of people have that dynamic, and I feel like I got lucky with it, so we might as well do something with it.
Did you get lucky?
Yeah, I got lucky. So, what's it like having being broke all the time because your fiance is a broke YouTuber?
It's great.
It's great.
It's great.
It's amazing.
A+.
A+.
No, I'm kidding.
You're kidding.
No, in reality, it's actually pretty great having you at home all the time.
It's actually nice being home all the time, especially if you got separation anxiety.
It helps a lot with separation anxiety when you have it really bad like I do from PTSD and stuff like that in the past. It helps tremendously.
What's it like hearing your fiance fucking rage at video games all the time fighting games?
It's hilarious.
Now, you grew up playing video games a little bit here and there, but most of your shit was handheld.
I mean, I played consoles, but I also had a dad and brother who was like, if you touch this, you're gonna fuck up my account. And so I ended up just playing the Game Boys and stuff like that because I didn't want to fuck up their account.
I mean, you didn't even have a TV in the room until, like, when we first got together 2 years ago, I didn't really play video games much anymore. Like, I still, like, she knew that I liked video games. I told her that I used to be a professional fighting game player. She knew that I was a huge nerd, but I kind of, like, dropped all that. I fell out of doing it and everything else. So when I moved in, like, there was game systems in the house, but it wasn't mine or anything else. And, like, she didn't even have a TV in her room. I had to talk her into letting me have a TV in this room.
I hadn't had a TV in my room since middle school. Or elementary school, actually.
And what's it like now always having the TV on? Because you went from not having a TV in the room to having a TV in the room, a PlayStation in the room, 2 computers in the room, an Xbox in the room.
I'm just happy with my Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's like literally the only game you play.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you, like, have you gained an interest in video games since I moved in and, like, shown you the world?
The only game I have interest in is Animal Crossing and Left 4 Dead.
Well, I mean, interest in, like you don't mind watching them, because I know you didn't even used to like watching them.
Well,
at all.
I do like watching them because I enjoyed watching God of War growing up and certain games like that.
You fucking hate Red Dead Redemption 2, though.
I hate it, but that's because I had an asshole of an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. Who only played Red Dead Redemption. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is good, but goddamn, from the stories I've heard of how much that asshole played that game, it's nuts to me. It's nuts. So, like, you haven't only, like, just gotten a video game playing boyfriend or fiance. I also make YouTube videos. And, you know, like, not only that, like, a lot of people are like, well, yeah, man, I make YouTube videos with 10 views, 20 views a video. But, like, I actually, like, surprisingly enough, have, like, a community. And I engage with the fighting game community and everything else. And there's some toxicity there. There's some good things there. What have you thought about all of that?
The toxic part really irritates me, but there is a lot of good that I see come from it, and I really enjoy that. And one in particular that we have met that has made an impact on my life has been Spawn.
Yeah, Spawn's the homie, Owen.
I really enjoyed seeing you communicate with him because he's turned into your big brother.
Pretty much. I mean, like, I grew up, of course, on video games, but I grew up, like, meeting, like, one or two people here and there that I would talk to and everything else for, like, a little bit. We'd fall out. Like, I had a person that I met on the game DayZ that I played with every day for, like, a year. And then just one day we just didn't talk. The next day we barely talked. The day after that we didn't talk. And then, like, we just really haven't talked in 6 years. But, like, the community that I'm building right now, I've interacted with the same people and more. Like, it continues growing every day. Like, I've made people that I consider friends in the community who are just, like, awesome and everything. Like, it's weird. It's gotta be weird for you, like, going from, like, the people I would talk about were the people that I've worked on, like, construction site with and shit.
It's definitely different, but not even the impact you have on just people in your community, but the impact you have on just, well, now I guess she's my stepsister. She goes and she'll tell everybody that she knows, like, I know a YouTuber.
Right.
And it's just amazing to see.
I think the weirdest part for me is, like, I've always followed the people in the community, right? Like, I've always followed Dynasty. I've always followed the Thingy. Like, I've always known who Uncaged, Caboose, and everybody else was. And, you know, I was always on Twitter, too. So, I'd see those people get tagged and shit and being asked questions and shit. And it'd be, like, a mass tag of, like, Max and Dynasty and Uncaged, Caboose, and all of them. And it's weird to see that sometimes I'm a part of that mass tag now. Like, people are tagging me and shit like that. And it's just wild to me, you know? Like, I never thought I'd have people who gave a fuck about what I'd say. Or my opinions.
I mean, did you ever think you would be here?
No. No. Life's been weird for the past 2-3 years.
Coming into this relationship, you didn't think you would be a YouTuber?
No, because I came into... I guess we should talk about, like, how we met and everything else. Because this is the first, like, piece of real content that's what we're gonna call all the content on the channel from now on. It's content. But no, like, how we met, my mama, my grandmother, I call her my mama because I'm a country hillbilly. When I was growing up, this was before me and Mama Toot had met. She was bad off on health. Like, she had a lot of brain problems, like a lot of head problems, mental problems. And eventually, of course, as you would expect, those led to physical problems. And she had home health nurses that would come in. And strangely enough, Mama Toot's mom, mother-in-law Toot, she was one of the people that worked in home health who actually came in and took care of my grandmother. So when my grandmother passed away when I was about 15, I believe. When I was about 15, Mama Toot and Mama-in-law Toot, of course, you know, Mama-in-law Toot loved my grandmother. Like, she thought she was the sweetest thing that ever fucking walked the earth. And she had her days where she wasn't, but most of the time she was. They came to the funeral. I very briefly met Mama Toot there. Very briefly. It was more like awkward eye contact exchanges and nothing else, because I was a very awkward, overweight nerd who didn't know how to interact with people because I had dropped out of school previously. And so we very briefly met there. And then after that, in about 2017, while I was in a bad relationship... 2016, sorry, excuse me. While I was in a bad relationship and she was in a bad relationship, you know, we were both just looking for friends to talk to because we didn't have a whole lot because we weren't allowed to have friends.
I was like, hey, I'm lonely, I need a friend.
Yeah. And, you know, it was innocent. We were just talking and everything else, and it stayed that way. We kind of didn't fall out, but we just, you know, stopped talking. I was forcefully made to stop talking to her. And then it was just one day, man. I got out of that bad relationship and everything else, and I moved back to my home state of Virginia. And one day I just decided, like, a cold day in winter, I think it had been snowing or raining or some bullshit, I just decided, hey, I'm gonna put on some boots, I'm gonna put on some fucking blue jeans, a nice jacket, and I'm gonna go play basketball at the local courts in this freezing weather. And she just happened to come out there and be eating. I
wanted some chicken tendies.
She wanted some chicken tendies. I had a few friends with me. It was funny because she thought one of my friends...
he looked like a granddad.
She thought it was a granddad out there with her 2 kids, but in reality, it was one of my friends and me and another friend, and yeah, that's how we met. And I just started coming over. We started talking. I started coming over because her mom, wanted to reconnect with me because I knew her mom from taking care of my mama, and we just kind of hit it off. It's very weird at the beginning, though. Like, it's nothing... right now, it's nothing like how it was at the beginning.
Nothing like it was. But it was never extremely awkward, either.
No.
It was just instantly like we were friends, and then we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and then...
I think it was so awkward at the beginning. It wasn't so awkward. Like, it wasn't awkward, as you said. It was... I think that was the problem. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't even a problem, but that was the thing that was weird about it. Is because we didn't jump from just being friends to, like, boyfriend and girlfriend. We pretty much, like, our relationship started off like we were married.
Yeah.
We were just open and honest and comfortable, for the most part, minus me. Like, just open and honest and comfortable with each other from the very start.
Well, we had both been in really bad relationships.
Yeah, we were both mature, like,
yeah.
for our age. Like, that's how, like, our relationship at the beginning is how I imagine, like, people who have been divorced multiple times start relationships when they're 40. I mean, we just jumped in, we're honest, open. There was no, like, taking months to get to know each other or whatever else. We got to know each other in, like, 2 days.
Yeah.
And we just clicked.
You moved in very soon.
Yeah, I moved in very soon after that. I didn't move in. They kept me hostage.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, you ain't leaving. I don't want you to go home.
It was more of, okay, I gotta go back to my granddad's. Nah, you can stay here. You stay, you'll be fine. And then I just slowly, like, started going over to my granddad's and getting more stuff that I needed, and by the time I knew it, all of my shit was at her house.
I wasn't letting you go nowhere.
Like, it was actually really funny, but then we kind of, like, we moved into, I mean, it was months before I even touched a video game.
Yeah, it really was.
I mean, we got together in January of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
January of 2019. I don't think I played a video game until after Mortal Kombat 11 actually released.
And then I went and got it from the Red Box for you.
The Red Box in our local town.
I tried to force you to buy it, and you refused.
Yeah, I refused because, like, that was a problem in my previous relationship. I really liked video games. I bought video games when I had the money to because I enjoyed playing them and I was put down for it. So I didn't want to be viewed like that again, so I never got them.
I think the first game that you actually played was Resident Evil?
No, it was Mortal Kombat.
No, I mean that you actually bought.
Oh, the first game that I bought? No, my brother gave that to me. I think the first game I bought, I didn't even buy a game. I got Game Pass, and it came with Dead by Daylight.
Yep, that was what it was.
And then my brother gave me Resident Evil 2 for my birthday.
And then you played it like 6 times?
Yeah, I played that game 6 times, but no, the first game that I ended up playing while I lived with her, because even though I didn't play games, I told her about my past playing games, about how I almost made it streaming, and how I was a competitive Injustice 2 player. And Mortal Kombat 11 was coming out. I was talking about how it looked pretty good and how I'd like to get back into playing video games. And my father-in-law, her dad, had an Xbox in the living room, so she made me let her rent it from the local Redbox, or a Redbox in a local town, so I could play it. And I fucking hated it.
You hated everything about the game.
I hated everything about MK11 when I first got it. This was like a week after the game came out. I fucking hated it. I always hated it. No, like, I sat down in the living room one night before work, because I believe I was working at AWF then.
I don't remember.
I think I was working at a place called American Wood Fibers. And, like, hauling fucking cat food, dog food, kitty litter, charcoal, bunch of other shit, fucked up my wrist and everything else. But I sat down one night before work. I only had like an hour or two to try and play it. And I remember getting into it, I knew how to play fighting games. I knew how to learn combos. I knew what buttons did what. I still remembered the notations and everything else. And I sat down to try to learn a combo, and I'm like, what the fuck? There are no combos. You can't do anything. I went through like every variation for like 8 characters.
You absolutely hated the game. You stopped playing it after like an hour or 2, I think.
I stopped playing it after like an hour, and I was like, "We can take it back. I'm not playing it." You were like, "Maybe you should buy it and you should give it a real chance."
I tried.
And I'm like, "No, I don't want it." I didn't buy MK11 until Spawn came out.
Yeah, and that's when he started actually playing it.
How did you feel when I actually like started spending money on video games?
It was expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive as shit.
But, I mean, I would rather you do that than what you're doing with Dead by Daylight, because you did not enjoy streaming that game.
Right.
You hated it.
See, I've always been, like, a person who knew that I wanted to have a voice, you know? Like, I've never wanted to be one of those fucking people who work a 9 to 5, going from, like, construction site to construction site, because that's what I did. That's what I got good at. I got good at putting sheet metal duct in a hospital. Like, if I was gonna do something, I was gonna stick with that. And after I lost that job, due to me being a fucking idiot, I was just like, man, there's nothing else I'd rather do. I even tried a few other places. And then Spawn came out.
Yeah, but you didn't really open up and be like, I want to do this until we got a TV and stuff in the room, and then when you was finally like, well, I'm gonna do this, I'm like, go for it.
Because I was really nervous about it. Like, when I first started doing it, like, you don't realize how awkward it was. Because people don't realize. They're like, oh yeah, man, I want to be a YouTuber. I could do that shit in front of anyone. I could record all those fucking videos in front of anyone. But what a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people who don't try it, people who play the games and like do the gameplay have it really good.
I feel like it's awkward because it's mostly you just talking to yourself.
Exactly. People who do gameplay videos have it good because they have something to talk about. You're commentating on what you're doing in the game.
Yeah.
But when you do videos like I do, or like even a video like this, me and you are talking to each other.
Exactly.
It's just gonna be broadcasted to fucking, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 500 people, however many people end up watching it, maybe more. It's gonna be broadcasted to those people. But my usual, like, day-to-day videos, I still get awkward about it sometimes.
Well, because you're talking to yourself.
Exactly. I'm literally just sitting here talking to myself. Like, even when I record one, like, when my schedule gets fucked up and you're asleep, I'm like, man, I really don't want to do this. This is awkward. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna start talking to myself, and she's gonna wake up and think I'm fucking nuts, even though she knows what I do.
You are nuts.
I know I am. But it's been crazy, because one day I'm like, I want to do this. It wasn't even with MK11 either.
It's with Dead by Daylight.
I started with Dead by Daylight, streaming Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
And
then we went full force into MK11 when you finally bought it. And we moved everything around in the room, got your computer set up and everything, and you're like, well, I'm going to have to platform on this one and this one. And I'm like, well, do what you got to do.
Because I told her it's going to be a lot of work, but I was like, I've always been smart, and this will be a little piece of advice for people who are watching this who want to get into it. You always want to double platform. There is no fucking point in doing one and not the other. Because you might grow doing one and not the other, but you're going to grow 10 times more doing both. Double platforming, making sure you have a social media, presence where you like post and you update and comment about shit and this and that and the other. Even if you just do stream highlights to YouTube if you want to be a streamer, or if you just stream for an hour or 2, 3 days a week on a streaming platform if you want to do YouTube, it's always smart to double platform. So, I mean, I stopped streaming for like a month.
Yeah, you did. Things didn't take off until you started YouTube.
Yeah, because like, I thought to myself when I was doing Dead by Daylight, I was like, I'm getting like 1 or 2 people a night. I'm not double platforming. I'm not branching out. I'm not able to put my highlights on anything else. There's no point in me streaming 8 hours a night every night.
Yeah, there really wasn't.
Without being smart about it when it comes to the business aspect.
And at the time we had a whole ass crib in here, and
yeah.
It was hard. Luckily. So we had to like get rid of a few things in the room.
It was rough recording.
With the baby in the room?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I remember there were some nights, because, of course, if some of you guys don't know, we have a son, a little Ezra, baby Toot.
He's 10 months old.
He's 10 months old, so you gotta imagine, when I started doing YouTube, what was it, in like right before Aftermath came out. So about 6-7 months at this point. He was about 3 or 4 months old.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was still in that baby phase. My son's always slept pretty well at night, but he'd still wake up sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember many of nights I'd sit there and I'd try to make videos, this, that, and the other, and I'd accidentally raise my voice a little bit too loud and have to re-record the entire fucking video because
it was so annoying.
Because I forgot everything that I was talking about, what I was saying, and everything else, because I don't script my videos.
Do you wish you would have started while I was pregnant, though, with streaming and everything?
I definitely wish I would have never quit years ago.
Yeah, but
but
things happen for a reason.
Yeah, but like to what you asked, like, do I wish I would have started while you were pregnant? Yeah, I do. Because I mean, I always had the computer.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I always had the computer. I always had the means and the knowledge to do it, the editing and all the other shit. Like, I have the knowledge to do everything. I just didn't want to be viewed a certain way by you. Because
I didn't give a shit.
Because you gotta admit, like, yeah, well, I know you don't. You're one of the rare ones. But you gotta admit, like, in modern...
Thanks,
in modern day society, people who play video games, I mean, it's kind of getting more accepted as, like, the streaming platforms and content creation, like, platforms continue to grow. But, like, it's still looked down upon. Like, especially from, like, the female looking at a male.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Like, it's acceptable, very acceptable between males or whatever else, or a male with a female playing video games. Even if the male don't play video games, it's fuck yeah, I got a gamer girl, you know what I'm saying?
You know what, I'm fine with you playing your games because I have to shake my trees daily on Animal Crossing.
You can shake your fucking trees daily. But you gotta admit, I got you into gaming a lot more.
Yeah.
You probably would have never thought about getting that if I didn't start gaming.
Well, no, because I'm like, that's expensive.
Yeah. And it's weird because, like, I pulled her into the whole gaming community. Like, she didn't know a fucking thing about Dead by Daylight when I started playing it.
But then I know more about you. More than you do about it. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, I started playing the game, and, you know, it took a couple of games that I would play to actually find a game. Because, you know, when we were just in the living room, when we were having to sleep in the living room because we were having problems with our room at the time, I didn't want to just, like, sit there and play, like, games that she found no interest in and, like, it didn't want to watch or interact with me and, like, so she'd just be on her phone or whatever. Like, I wanted to have fun with her, and I found Dead by Daylight.
I love that game.
And I still remember the first match I played. I'm like, okay, well, we'll try this one. I loaded up. Huntress has always been my main for, like, years.
I like Huntress.
And, like, she's like, I'm like, I played a game, and she's like, I played a game, if I could get my words right. I played a game, and I'm like, well, what do you think of it, honey? And she's like, it's okay. I liked it. It's pretty good. So I continued playing, and as the time went on, as the weeks went on, as the months went on, playing it in the living room, whatever else, and then actually getting an Xbox and a TV in my room, or not my room, but her room. Our room, whatever. Like, I still think I'm living in my own house, and I'm fucking not. But I put the Xbox and TV in here, and now, up until this point, she knows what to do in the game just as well as I do.
I just can't play shit.
She knows all the characters, she knows who all the characters are, what their powers are, what their perks are.
I like Yui.
She like...
And Booby Jiggle Mechanics.
Yeah, Booby Jiggle Mechanics, Jane.
Yeah.
She knows what the characters do, their specific perks. Every perk in the game, she pretty much knows what the fuck they do. She knows what to do in certain situations, even though she don't play the game. Like, I'll be sitting there playing the game, and she'll tell me what I need to be doing.
It was funny because you was playing against, wasn't it a Huntress? And
Yeah.
you were like, they have barbecue and chili, and I'm like, why the fuck didn't you get in a locker?
Yeah. That was, like, the moment, because that was the first time you said anything. That was the moment I realized, like, oh shit, she's actually been paying attention.
Yeah.
And I didn't even respond in, like, a smart-ass way. I'm just like, I just kind of paused, and I'm like, you have been watching. You've been learning, young Padawan.
Yeah, I pay attention.
She really does. Like, and you've even learned, like, MK11 a little bit.
Depends.
Well, I mean, you'll notice something I've said before. Like, if I'm streaming or playing Combat League or something, and I'm going to choose a certain character, and they choose another character, you're like, that's a bad matchup.
Yeah.
You've said that's a bad matchup. Don't play that matchup.
Yeah.
Or, like, if I'm
like
having...
if it's Joker.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't play Jackie.
Don't play Jackie.
Yeah.
Don't.
Or Cabal.
Yeah. Don't.
But you've learned a lot about gaming, like, and everything else, just in the 2 years that we've been together. You've been very open about it too, like, very open-minded to it.
I try to be.
Yeah.
Because it's something that you really enjoy.
Like, even Red Dead Redemption 2, while you fucking hate it, like, you were still able, like, I asked you to sit there and watch a little bit of it with me, and you did, and you ended up liking the story a little bit.
I like Mortal Kombat's story.
Mortal Kombat, I don't give a damn what anybody says, okay? Mortal Kombat...
Except for Aftermath, because Sindel is a bitch.
Yeah, you didn't like Aftermath. But, like, people can say what they want about Mortal Kombat story. Me and you have talked about this. People can say whatever the fuck they want about Mortal Kombat story and the plot holes in it. It's still a good story.
It's not Street Fighter.
Because you watched me play the Street Fighter story.
Street Fighter's fucking horrible.
That story was terrible. Tekken isn't much better. Like, Tekken has
I'd rather watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse than Street Fighter.
Tekken has a more coherent story than Street Fighter, but that still don't mean it's good. Like, you're not gonna fucking 20 years from now, you're not gonna be sitting there and you're fucking doing whatever. 40 years from now, you're not gonna be sitting there in your rocking chair, that goddamn Jin Kasama, whatever the fuck his name is from Street Fighter, or Tekken, that goddamn Devil Jin, man, him in that fucking story, it was wild. No, but I guarantee you, there'll be one day where we're sitting in rocking chairs beside each other in the future, and I'm like, man, the Scorpion and Sub-Zero rivalry throughout those fucking games was dope, you know?
It had a really good story to it.
I think it's easy because they're characters that you've known forever.
Yeah.
And they're characters that weren't built on the precipice of having a story. Like, they had a story, they had backgrounds, but the creators didn't start out with these hyper-detailed backgrounds. They evolved the story.
Now, granted, I do not know anything about the other ones because I remember Dad playing them, but I don't.
Yeah, and
I was little.
Yeah, and the only story I've played for a Mortal Kombat game since we've been together is MK11.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I've played.
So.
Like, I mean, I just bought MK9. Heads up, stream. I bought MK9. I have MKX, but I just haven't touched the story for him.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
I probably need to do. I'd really like to go back and play all of the old ones.
I mean, it might be something fun to do.
It's just hard to get your hands on them now. Because, like, I don't think Deception, Armageddon, Deadly Alliance... I know MK1, 2, and UMK3, they're on PC. I actually have those on PC. On Steam. But I wouldn't even know where to start to get Deadly Alliance, Armageddon, and Deception. Or even MK4. eBay. But then PS2.
Well, shit.
Yeah, well, shit. PS2s are probably expensive, too.
Dad might have one.
He might.
Somewhere.
That might be something to check into. Because I think that'd be fun for stream.
I mean, ask them.
Yeah.
If you find one, ask them.
Right. I mean, I am doing that series, which you've seen how much I've worked on it.
I think it looks really good.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm excited for everybody to actually see it. Like, anybody who's watching this podcast, like, we have a new series coming.
The whole 2 people.
The whole 2 people watching this podcast. I'm afraid it's only going to be 2 people, but fuck it.
We'll send it to Spawn. He'll watch it.
Yeah. But, no. I'm working on this new series. It's almost done. I'm in the last 4 minutes of audio editing, and then it's just putting video with that audio, like, whatever I want to put over it. It's finishing the outro and everything else, and rendering it, and it's done. Like, I've literally worked on this video for a week. Like, minus 1 day. I've worked on it in some way, shape, or form for a week.
Which is crazy to think you're able to work on it for that long because of Ez.
Right.
Because he's been wild.
Ez has been wild. Well, I mean, that's also something that, like, you treat it as an... Like, at the beginning, like, I don't think anybody really treated it, like, as a real job. But, like, as it's continued and as you've seen the work I put into it, and actually, like, as I've started, like, making a living off of it, like, to the point where we can survive off of what I make, like, you acknowledge, you treat it like when I'm doing something, I'm working.
Well, yeah, because you are working.
Yeah.
I remember before you actually was able to be monetized and stuff like that, waking up every day and checking the hours and stuff to see if you were right there to get monetized.
Like, it got to the point where she still, like, gets on and reads my comments and everything else. She keeps up with my Discord and everything else. and like she reads my chat. She's a mod in my chat, and she helps moderate that. But like before I was monetized, like it was a grind to hit that monetization.
Yes, it was.
You were so excited because I started getting closer and closer.
Yeah,
and
it really
closer.
was.
Because when I started out, it was like I get like 100 views here, I get like 200 views here, and it wasn't growing a whole lot. But then like it took off.
It really did.
It took off, and I think I got all 4,000 of my hours in like less than a month.
Yeah, you did.
Less than a month. It was fucking crazy. And I'm so appreciative for it. Like, I ain't gonna fucking stop now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Nah, you done.
I'm done. This is it. This is my retirement video. It does suck, though. As we talked about a little bit ago before we started the podcast. It does suck. Like, going from, like, that high point of like excitement and people wondering what's next and people actually looking for the discussion videos that I make, because I don't make leak videos anymore. So
yeah,
I'm not, I want to put this in the nicest way possible because I have the utmost respect for the people in the community that do cover the leaks. But I felt like the way I did my leak videos was very shitty. I was trying to do everything I possibly could to get people to view the video instead of putting genuine thought and care into what I was making. It was just, well, I literally said this too. I need another banger. I need another good video to grow.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I just felt it was shitty, so I moved away from it.
I had a thought and I totally lost it.
I'm sorry.
Man.
I talk too much.
Fuck, there it went right out the fucking door.
Right out the fucking door. It does suck though when you hit this like slow spot of not a lot of people looking for the videos and shit. So you're going from getting 15,000 views and 10,000 views back to back in 2 days a week ago to like barely crossing the threshold of 1,000 views on a video.
Well, it's not even just that. It's if you do leaks, you're put out to be this shitty person because all you do is fake leaks.
Yeah, I mean, even like, and of course, if you guys have been here for a while, you know I did a podcast with Rams and we talked about it because Rams is the main leak.
Which he seems like a really nice dude.
Yeah, Rams is a really fucking nice dude. I hate that he gets as much shit as he does. But we talked about it. Like, if you do leak videos, whether you say they're fake, whether you completely believe them, or whether you stay in the middle on them, you're still considered the worst person on the platform that discusses the game for whatever reason, no matter what stance you take on them.
It doesn't matter because people just want to talk shit on the internet.
Right. I mean, it seems like it's just in this community because in Dead by Daylight, there's a content creator called King. I follow him on Twitter. I'm subscribed to him. I don't really watch his stuff anymore, but he does leak videos for Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
They're very well received. Like,
really?
the entire community loves him. Switching to Dead by Daylight, folks.
Peace out.
Peace out. But, like, MK seems like it is... Sorry, Huckleberg. Very, very toxic. I know, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me, viewers. It seems Mortal Kombat's very, very toxic when it comes to leaks.
It seems like a lot of people are toxic.
Yeah.
Not to be rude.
The fighting game community's always been a little like... We've always liked our pop-offs. We've always liked our shit-talking. I mean, it's wrestling for video games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I can see that.
It's the entertainment. It's the wrestling of video games. But some people just take it way too fucking far.
Which I'm not saying, like, the creators or anything like that's toxic. I'm talking about, like, the commenters.
Yeah. Some of them, yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Which a lot of them on, like, your channel, stuff like that isn't. They're really nice. I've seen a lot of nice comments on your channel and Rams's and everything. Which I really appreciate because there's been a lot of nice people on yours.
Like, it's so bad. It's not even with just Rams either. I'm going to leave his name out of it because I don't know if he wants me to openly talk about it because that's a decision that he made and we talked about it through direct messages. But you know who I'm talking about. But this person got pushed off of Reddit. Like, he is a member in the community who has a voice, I'll say that. And, like, Reddit was so toxic and could be such assholes to him, and everything else that he decided to leave Reddit and got nothing but shit for it. I mean, it's like, you can't win. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what you do in this community, you're getting shit.
It doesn't matter what you say or what you do. You're not going to win with some people.
Right, and that's the internet. That's the internet. Regardless of that, I love what I do, you know?
You know, you're not going to win with some people, but at least there is those people that will support you.
Yeah. It's always nice. Like Dino,
Yeah.
Spawn, fucking, even though me and him go back and forth, Frank's the homie. Frank supports the channel a lot.
James is always in there.
James, like, we got so many people that I can't continue naming people because I'm gonna continue naming people for the next hour.
I just want to point out Waffles because I like his name.
Yeah, Waffles. But, like, there's just so many people who are awesome in this community. It's for some people, and it's not a good trait to have, but for some people always notice the toxicity over the good shit.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to not notice the toxicity.
Yeah.
Because it
stands out.
It stands out because,
right.
it's like, damn, that really hurts.
It's like, you scroll through, like, a comment section, whether it's mine, whether it's Rams, whether it's Dynasties, whether it's whoever's on YouTube, even in Dead by Daylight, everything else. You scroll through their comments, like, out of, like, 1 out of 10 comments, if the 10 are nice, like, oh, thanks for the video, awesome video, great content, you know, thank you so much, you're awesome, and everything else, that one, fuck you, dude, is gonna stand out more than anything else, you know?
It's kind of like with your Instagram. That one motherfucker that kept messaging you
Yeah.
and calling you.
Yeah.
And
I got that kid, though. I got him good.
Yes, you did.
I got him good. I'm not gonna talk about it, but I got him good.
I mean, it's gonna stand out. It's like, motherfucker, would you just leave me alone?
It's like,
please?
man, I'm just doing what I like, man.
Can I just enjoy my fucking day?
But no, like, even with some of the toxicity and negativity, like, in the community, you're gonna have that whatever you do. Whether, I've been talking about the entire time, even working construction, you know, you could be talking to a group of people, walk around the corner, and hear them, like, laughing about you and shit.
That happened to you once.
That happened to me, and I was a part of some of the groups and some of the conversations that would do that to other people, and I just fucking walk away. It's like, man, if you're gonna talk shit to someone's face, but I know you can't do that on the internet, you know.
You could literally be the best person in the world.
Yeah.
And you're still gonna have that happen to you.
And
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people are like, man, how do you keep going? How do you make videos getting negativity? How do you do this and do that? And it's like, man, it's no different than working in an office space and knowing that Becky and Ron are sitting over there at the water cooler talking shit about you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's no different. The only thing is the anonymity of the internet lets the people directly say it to you in word form. You know?
That and they can't get caught.
Yeah, that and they can't get caught. Like, I mean, even if you do something that's, like, a federal offense like DDoSing, like, you very rarely get caught for doing that.
Exactly.
Unless you do it to someone who has a big name and can actually, like, has contacts and shit.
They're gonna do what they want to do.
Like, I don't know if I've, like, gotten to the point of, like, of a following to where I could do something to, like, where I could actually get in contact with people and, like, people would care if I was being DDoS. But I know, like, if another content creator who had, like, 500 subs got maybe 100 views of video, 50 views of video, like, nobody's gonna fucking care. Nobody's gonna take them seriously.
Which I think is wrong.
Yeah, you can get bought with way too much on the internet. But, I mean, they're cracking down on it, like, cyberbullying and shit.
I mean, not really.
You can get in trouble for it now. I mean, you gotta know where the person lives.
Exactly.
You gotta know directly who the fuck they are.
Exactly.
But, yeah. But, I mean, at least in, like, local area cyberbullying, like Facebook and shit.
Well, Facebook and stuff like that's a lot different.
Yeah, it is.
Than YouTube.
Yeah, it's not being an influencer or anything. You're just talking shit to a bunch of people in your town.
Exactly. That's a lot different.
It is. It is. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy. It's been like it's a whole new world that I think, like, it wasn't just me jumping into it. Like, you being the awesome person that you are, lies and loving and caring, like, soiled it. You jumped in headfirst with me. Like, I didn't jump into it alone. Like, you jumped in with me. You've learned so much. You've learned just as much as I have about it. I mean, you could probably sit down, like, knowing the videos that I make, you could probably sit down and write a video like mine, structured the way that I structure my videos for me, if I needed you to.
I try to help out where I can, but it's not always the best.
It's been fun, too.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Some days.
Some days it's fucking stressful. It's like, like the big work days, like, you know, like the next big work day I'm gonna have is the 17th.
Yeah.
The big work days are stressful as fuck.
They really are, because having Ez, like, gotta keep him calm the whole day.
Yeah, we might have to schedule a babysitter for the 17th. Because I'm literally going to wake up. I'm literally going to wake up that morning. I'm going to have to make sure I wake up in the morning. I'm going to have to make sure I get the video done the night before. Doing a pre-hype video for Kombat Pack 2. Pre-show hype. I used to do it with the Flash when I made those videos. I'd make the video the night before. Pre-show hype.
Toot.
Yeah. Yeah, but we do that. Or I do that. Then I'm going to have to go directly from that into streaming.
God.
We're going to do the pre-show hype, getting ready for the release of it.
You gonna get any sleep?
Probably not. Download the characters.
Coffee.
Coffee. Lots of coffee. Download the characters. Learn the characters. Go from learning the characters, breaking them down for stream, and having fun playing with friends, like getting the excitement out of the way, to ending stream, to making the full competitive breakdown for all 3 characters that are going to be released the next day. Like, I'm probably literally going to get no fucking sleep. And
Your
that's
sleep schedule has really fucked with you since you've started this, though.
But to be fair, my sleep schedule was fucked up even when I was,
it has, but it's gotten a lot worse.
It has.
I mean, other than your sleep schedule and, like, the work and stuff, how has this affected you in any other way?
I'm a lot happier, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was already happy from, like, a relationship standpoint and where I was in life, but knowing that I can wake up and do exactly what I want for, like, a job and, like, earn money for doing that and having a voice for something for once, like, it's awesome.
I say it is nice to have a voice, finally.
Yeah, because, I mean, most people in this world never have a voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You grow up, you work a 9 to 5, you have a halfway decent life if you get a good enough job being able to have a white picket fence and a small house, and then you die. You know?
I was a PCA, and it sucked. Let me tell you, I took care of... It's not that it sucked because, you know, the job itself, but I was taking care of the elderly, and you don't get paid enough for it, and...
Right. PCAs get treated like shit. I've seen that with you and your mom.
You get treated like shit, and for the job that you do, you should get paid more, honestly.
Right.
You're a healthcare worker.
Right.
I just see that from Mom.
Right.
And just, I'm glad that you finally found a job that you can actually enjoy. Not many people get that.
I mean, I'm really worried about, like, what's gonna happen when MK11 ends. Like...
What's your plan afterwards?
I really don't fucking know. I mean, like, I got this one series that I'm working on that's gonna be, you know, like we've talked about, that's probably gonna be released monthly.
Yeah.
Being, I built my channel on the precipice of doing daily videos, being a consistent force in someone's life. Someone's always gonna know that every day there's gonna be a video for me.
Every day Tooten will be there for you.
Every day Tooten's gonna be a shoulder to lean on. You know, because that's what I wanted. You know, that's what I needed at one point in my life. And that person for me, that content creator for me, that consistent rock of content creation, of videos for me to just fade out of my shitty real world existence at that point in time was Maximilian, dude.
I feel like everybody needs that.
Exactly. And Max was that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was having rough times, and this was before I was even out of my granddad's house. Like,
yeah.
Like, I was watching Max play MKX every fucking night. This fighting game, that fighting game. I was watching his videos. He was that consistent force in my life that never let me be bored, was always making me laugh, and everything else. And I wanted to be what he was for me, for someone else. You know? Like, I just wanted to be that rock for someone else. So I'm gonna figure something out.
Well, I mean, no doubt in that.
Yeah. Like... Of course, we'll stay with the fighting game genre because I love fighting games and everybody in my community loves fighting games. So, whether
No more Tarkov?
No more Tarkov. Whether I go back and, you know, whether I want to start making story breakdown videos, whether I want to start making videos about the expanded lore of Mortal Kombat, this, that, and the other, whether I branch out into a few other fighting games. If
you branch out, what fighting games are you planning on going to?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question because I got no fucking clue. Probably Street Fighter. One of them's probably going to be Street Fighter and maybe Dragon Ball, depending on how long Dragon Ball is going to last.
And the new games that are coming out?
The new games that are coming out, yeah. Guilty Gear Strive comes out pretty soon.
What is the new one that's coming out? The
Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
The Batman game, too. The Batman game comes out before the Suicide Squad game. Yeah, we're going to be playing that, too.
That's what I thought.
I probably, like, it's just hard moving into, like, a new genre and a new game of, like, I know, like, most of the people in my community love those games, and they probably watch every video that I did covering it. But, like, there's just so many other people out there making videos for it.
That's true.
Like, those games are so mainstream. Like, Mortal Kombat, you get lucky, right? Like, Mortal Kombat and Injustice, you get lucky. Like, everybody and their mother is not covering Mortal Kombat and Injustice.
Yeah.
Because, like, maybe the first 2-3 weeks, they are. But there's still a very niche genre once you pass that initial hype of the games being released. Like, once you, like, 4 or 5 million copies are sold right off the bat, that other 4 or 5 million comes slowly over the next year and a half, 2 years. Like, it's not like Call of Duty Cold War that's going to sell the amount that Mortal Kombat sold in a year and a half in 2 days. You know? So, like, not everybody and their mother is covering these games. That's another thing that sucks, but it's definitely another thing you got to think about as a content creator. You really have to put a lot of thought into the games that you choose to either stream or make videos about. Like, if you choose to stream Fortnite or Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, shit like that, you're just going to be one of probably 60,000 names that pop up for people to watch.
That's how it usually goes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to really think about what you choose to make videos about.
Yeah, I know.
It's just, and it sucks, too, because it's like, man, I'd love to fucking cover announcements for, like, the new Batman game. I'm going to cover the Suicide Squad game, like, regardless.
What's the Suicide Squad game about?
The Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. Like, Brainiac, you don't know who Brainiac is, but...
I'm just interested because Harley Quinn's in it.
Yeah. Brainiac is Superman's main villain. He's got the ability to mind control, and he took over the entire Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Suicide Squad has to become the good guys from what the trailer seems.
I just care because Harley Quinn's in it.
Yeah, you're a big Harley Quinn fan.
Yes, I am.
So out of all the video games that I've played, what's your favorite? Dead by Daylight?
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight?
Yeah.
Where's Mortal Kombat rank at on it?
I have no clue. I would say probably Dead by Daylight, then Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And then, out of the ones you play daily?
Yeah.
Then Tarkov.
Tarkov? Yeah, you don't like Tarkov that much.
I hate it.
Yeah, you really don't
You're
like Tarkov.
You're not General Sam.
Oof!
He makes it funny.
Damn! I'm not General Sam.
I just say that because his videos are so fucking interesting.
Yeah. Well, I only have one more question. Did you enjoy doing this?
Nope.
Damn. RIP. No more podcasts.
Sorry, man.
See you later. Peace out. Nah.
Yeah.
You down to do it again?
Nope.
Damn. RIP. No more podcasts.
Bye, man.
Bye. Peace out. Nah, I had a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah. I enjoy spending time with you.
Yeah. I think it'll be nice, especially, I mean, even if this isn't very well received, we can still do it. There's still people that watch it. And
That's
true. And I think that's awesome, that no matter what I choose to do, people are still going to be interested. I mean...
There's still those few people that support you no matter what you do.
Yeah, and I think this is cool. I think this is really cool. This is definitely something people have asked for. People want you in these videos.
Why?
You're entertaining in the background, I guess.
I'm not that entertaining.
Shit. But I think that is going to do it for us. We did about an hour this time. I think when we get more used to it and more adjusted to it, and this was kind of like just like an off the wall spring thing. We had to go to the store, and on the way we were like, she was like, why don't we do the podcast tonight? We don't have Ez. He's at his godmother's who wanted to keep him for the weekend. And I was just like, well, fuck, why not? So we literally came up with these questions while we were doing this. We came up with these talking points while we were doing this.
So sorry if it's not that good.
Yeah. We have this one mic set up that hopefully I'm going to go into post here in just a minute after I end this and listen to.
What if it sounds shitty?
They're going to hear shitty.
They're gonna hear shitty.
And hopefully it sounds good, but of course, you know, I want to continue to improve everything and reinvest, so we will definitely have a better setup. You're probably wondering where the cameras were. We'll get, as soon as we have our room moved around and everything else and set up, because we were redoing our floor, which Mama Toot stepped up to the fucking plate and fucking did, because I had to work so much. She did an amazing job.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, man. And we'll have cams on maybe for the next one. I want to do one with Mama Toot maybe every 2 weeks, God willing, or maybe if that's not possible, once a month at least. Because we're going to have other podcasts coming out. I have a couple of other people lined up. I'm really excited for it.
Schedule you in. I'm sorry.
Got to pencil me in.
Yeah.
Check your schedule.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun. I hope everybody listening did too.
They're gonna come back and be like, nah, this was the shittiest podcast I ever fucking
they're gonna
heard.
comment mean stuff.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed the things that we talked about. If you made it all the way to the end of this fucking video, you're a goddamn legend. Give me an Ayo in the comments down below, and let me know your opinions on all of these talking points. Let me know what you think about everything we talked about in this video. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for watching from me and
Mama Toot.
And I will see you guys. We will see you guys on the next podcast. Peace out.
Bye.
Sirens in the